Hello and welcome. Today we are coming to talk about understanding the four phases of your menstrual cycle. I guess you don't even know these things. Yeah. So phase 1 is your menstrual phase. This is when bleeding occurs. That's your period. The uterus sheds its lining because pregnancy didn't occur. And on this phase, hormones levels like estrogen and progesterone are usually low. So after the phase 1, which is the menstrual phase, what is next? The next one is the follicular phase. The follicular phase. So the follicular phase begins on the first day of menstruation and overlaps with the menstrual phase. The pituitary gland releases a hormone called the follicle stimulating hormone that helps eggs to mature in the ovaries. And on this phase, estrogen levels begin to rise, rebuilding the uterine wall, of course, for another, you know. So now we are on phase 3. And what is phase 3? It is called the ovulation phase. The most interesting phase. The only phase that can take you by accident, yeah. So the ovulation phase is usually the most fertile phase. It is triggered by a spike in hormone called the luteinizing hormone. A matured egg is being released from the ovary into the fallopian tube. So on this phase, if you make a mistake, abeg, on this phase there, don't be like, oh, let me finish and take an emergency pill. It can fail you when you are ovulating and you have an unprotected intercourse. Emergency pill can fail you because it is the most fertile phase. It is a phase in which an egg, not just an egg, a matured egg is being released. So a little drop of sperm can make you conceive. So prevention is better, is always better than cure. And the ovulation phase is always on the day 14. Follicular phase is 1 to 13. And its ovulation starts right after the follicular phase, because on the follicular phase, that is when the eggs are being matured. Getting to the follicle stimulating hormone will help the eggs to mature. And after it is being matured, it will now be moved from the ovary into the fallopian tube. That is when you make a mistake, na afa afei wobɛkɔ akɔnom wei ɛna postino 2 ɛna leader ɛna. So as a woman, it is very important for you to take notice of these changes, especially the ovulation phase. If you are not ready for pregnancy, don't make a mistake, because if you try, you end up having issues with your partner. Because maybe at the end of the intercourse, you take a pill or something, but it might not help. And he has definitely seen you taking the pill, especially those our partners who have trust issues. He'll be like, but you took the medicine in front of me, how come? Ovulation, when you are on your day 14 after your menstruation, let me just say 13, 14, 15 after your menstruation, don't say let me finish and take that. It is either you use rubber, yes, or you abstain. If not that, you will have yourself to be blamed at the end of the day. That is when you now be like, oh, and emergency pills doesn't work, and that it works, but it depends on the time or the phase that you take it. So try to know this when you are free, when you are supposed to, you can freely have sex. So on the follicular phase, that one you are free, you can have an unprotected sex and you still be safe. But on the ovulatory phase, they don't make a mistake, because haha, it is a phase that never disappoints. Maybe if you are someone who also want to become pregnant, that is the most suitable phase for you to always have intercourse. So after the ovulatory phase, we now go to phase 4. Phase 4, which is the luteal phase, usually from the 15 to 28. On this phase, the ruptured follicle becomes the corpus luteum, which produces progesterone. And this progesterone also thickens the uterus lining or lining, uterus lining for possible implantation. And if pregnancy doesn't occur, the cycle restarts. So, as a woman or a lady, it is very important to understand your menstrual cycle because your cycle is your power. My cycle is my power. So, track it, honor it, and own it because it's for you. No one can take it away from you. It is a free gift that God has given to you. So, thank